Good morning. Well, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to combine my channels, so my photography, woodworking, and vlogging, or if I'm going to have a separate channel. But at this point, right now, I'm going to actually bring back a video that was popular on my other channel, bring it here, and this will be a replay, except I'm going to do a bit of preamble as it's about a camera bag, and things have changed a lot. My gear has changed. And I actually have another bag now. And the bag that I showed in the other video isn't technically available anymore. That other bag was from a company called Gura, and a guy named Andy Biggs is a African wildlife photographer, and he leads expeditions, and he had designed the bag for the needs of the photographer that travels in those Jeeps and accessing it, and also carrying big lenses for the wildlife. And being a wildlife photographer, not in Africa, but for birds and stuff, we have the same need for the big lenses, and getting in and out of the bag was one of the big reasons we chose it, as well as travel, because it's such a light bag and it still continues to perform. It's just been all over the place and it's in great shape. But we have changed to a different bag for our main everyday working bag, and our gear's changed as well. So first off, the Gura bag, it's got a lot of miles on it, and it's made out of this really durable sailcloth, and so it doesn't show any wear at all. I have changed lenses. I was traveling with an 800 millimeter. I've gone to the newer 600 Series 2, which is made out of different material, so it's lighter. It's actually slightly bigger than the 800 because it's an f4. It fits in the bag just the way the 800 did. The beauty of this lens is that I actually get longer focal length than the 8 because of the focusing ability. This lens will accept the doubler and still autofocus, whereas the 800 would accept the doubler, but you were in manual focus, which is impossible when you're dealing with birds. So I can go to 1200 on this at f8. I could only go to 1120 at f8 using the 1.4 on the 800. So that lens now travels with me, and it also eliminated my 400, which I had a doubler or a 1.4 in it. I shot it at 560. The Koboko I'm still using, and I have my second one, and it has gone to, it was used for lighting before, and it's still lighting. I've changed my lighting gear quite a bit, not using the radio poppers and things, which were a lot of extra work, but technology has moved forward and radio control flashes are much more available. I've also, even though I still shoot Canon for my wildlife, and sports, for everything else, I shoot the Sony A7R Mark II, and my wife also shoots that, but we shoot our Canon lenses on them, so we still have got all our Canon lenses, and we're using the Sony body, 42 megapixel for, landscape, street photography, those kind of things. And so our daily walk around has changed quite a bit. We've gone to these Peak Designs, and they're a brand new backpack from a company out of San Francisco, and I'll show you their link real quick. Those bags, we bought them a while back on a Kickstarter, so we have ours, and they're still not quite on the market yet. I think you can pre-order them. So this is Gura gear. You see it says Tamarack? Well, that was one of the big things that has happened the last couple of years, as Gura gear made a few other bags, and they kept growing, and they actually bought Tamarack. So Tamarack doesn't own Gura gear. Gura gear owns Tamarack. So now the brand is Tamarack, a long name in the photography world, and so they have taken it there. And this is their G32, is the bag that replaced the bag that we have. It's a nice bag. They've made some changes to it and added a laptop sleeve. I don't know the weight on it. I did order the bag when it came out and tried it out, but it's much bulkier, and I know it's meeting the demands of the market, but for us, the older bag was better. So they're a good company and they have great warranty. So we sent the bag back and decided to stick with our other bags. Peak Design bags that we just received. They take our 15-inch MacBook Pros. So when we get on an airplane now, this bag goes on with us with most of our gear that we're going to carry. And then we also each carry one of the Kuboku bags. So we put those in the overhead along with our tripods. And then we put these with us under the seat. So that's how we get on airplanes. Everything else goes in a hard shell case, checked. The other bag is this everyday messenger bag that, again, has just come on the market. We've got some of their other products. They're a very innovative photography company making accessories that are fantastically made. We've got another one of their messenger bags that we've had for quite a while, and so we've been happy with those. So we jumped right onto, we're backpack people. The messenger bags don't work as well for us, but the quality of the bag is great. So we decided to go with a very innovative backpack. They do have it in 20 liter and 30 liter, and we both decided to go with the 20 liter for walking around, and when we're not traveling with the big gear, this would be the only bag we'd take. Again, we can get our computers in it, and that's important when we're traveling. Of course, when we get to where we're going, we unload the bags quite a bit and make them just for photography and get all the computer gear out. In another video, I'll do a review of this bag, but I brought this one up because it's interesting. They've got this foldable drone. This is the brand new DJI Mavic Pro. I have one of those on order. I ordered it the third day they were available for pre-order, and I still don't know when I'm going to get it. Now I have their Phantom 4, I had their Phantom 2, so I know how to fly it. I know all of the features of it, and I'm really excited to get it. And this will make traveling a lot better for me. I've been taking the 2 and now the 4, and a great drone, but they don't fold up and they take a lot more space. So I've added, since I did this other video, I've added different aspects of my photography, and I've stretched more into videography. And I'm also hauling around the GoPro 5 and a few accessories, although it doesn't take much room. So my demands have changed, but yet the Kuboku bag still, overall, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite backpack that I've ever had. So here's the video that I put up quite a few years ago. This is the best camera bag ever made. Okay, I know that's probably a pretty controversial statement, but in my opinion, it really is. I've owned quite a few bags and own quite a few bags, and if I could find a better bag, I'd buy it. It weighs just under 4 pounds, and that's mostly because it's made of a high-tech sailcloth. It is also a radically different design. Rather than unzipping the top and flipping the top down, doubling the amount of space, it's a butterfly design, which means that each side opens to access the equipment on one side or the other. In addition to layered storage, where you have not only the main compartment, but you have a couple of compartments above here that are zippered mesh compartments, another main compartment, and a mesh pocket and another zippered pocket. The other side is exactly the same, the main compartment, storage in the lid, and then the main storage, as well as some more zippered pockets and an open pocket. There's also a tether, which we connect a little think tank pixel pocket to hold our compact flash. There's a small pocket on the side here that houses a full rain cover that's completely detached and covers the whole bag. So not only is it an excellent camera bag, it's a serious backpack. They've detached the harness so that it can be tucked into this compartment. It's quite easy to set up. It takes, I don't know, less than a minute to pull it out and have it ready to put on your back. And there's 6 connection points, 1 on each shoulder strap, and then 2 on each side for the belt. And you just leave it adjusted for you, so you don't have to change it. Also, the harness, you know, it's not a light duty harness system that would put a lot of pressure on your shoulder. In fact, it has a pretty thick back pads, and then it has a nice lumbar pad as well as a nice wide belt, and really nicely designed shoulder straps that kind of curve to fit your shoulders. I'm 5'10" and weigh in at about 200 pounds. My wife is about 5'6" and weighs in at about 120, and we both use the same size bag. We just adjust the straps and the belt for each of us. And then when you don't need the backpack, instead of having these straps
hanging out like the other bags, maybe putting the buckles together, trying to kind of tuck all of this in, you just reverse the process and just pop the 6 buckles. And then you don't have to take a lot of care to put it away. You just tuck it back in, just stuff it in its pouch. And as long as the straps are all in the pouch, you just pull it closed, and there the backpack is completely tucked away. And the handles they're also very lightweight, but very strong and very comfortable. They're a lightweight foam inside of the braiding, and so it's very comfortable to carry the bag. And then the side handle, they've done an ingenious idea of putting it on at a 45-degree angle, so it's ergonomic, very comfortable when you're carrying it at your side. The most amazing feature of the bag is how much it'll hold. And it's hard to explain why it holds so much. I remember as a kid, going to the circus and seeing the clown car pull up, and they're like 9 6-foot clowns crawl out of the thing, and as a kid you're just wondering, how do they do that? Well, this bag is the clown car of camera bags. It holds so much equipment, I can't explain how it does it. Both my wife and I being photographers and having a big selection of equipment, and we like to carry a variety with us, a big variety, that we decided when we travel on the airline that we'd like to have a bigger bag. Also, we're think tank fans and decided that would be the best option for us. Looked at the reviews, and this airport security from Think Tank gets great reviews, and it's a fantastic bag like all of their equipment. So we bought 2 of these, we got them home, started moving the equipment from the Kaboku to the Think Tank. I couldn't get it all in, and that was a bit confusing because the bag is taller, wider, and deeper. I should be able to get all of that equipment in there. So I changed the interior around, and I squished and pushed, and no matter what I did, I could not get the equipment that I had in the Kaboku bags into the think tanks. The conclusion that we came to was we're going to stick with these even for airline travel, and we have the added benefit of these will not only travel domestic airlines, they'll also meet regulations for international travel, and in fact you can take these on most of the little commuter airlines as well. So now I'll unpack the Kaboku to show you just how much equipment it can carry. This is our main bag. We have 2 bags. One is primarily for lighting and lighting modifiers. This one is our go-to bag. If we're going to take one bag, this is it. It has our lenses and the camera bodies, and it does have some lighting. And this side we have mostly our lenses. We're able to get the Canon 70 to 200, 35 to 70, 16 to 35, 100 millimeter macro fisheye, some macro tubes, and then both the 1.4 and the 2.0 teleconverter, 580EX2 flash, and this has a bracket on it and a radio popper. It's about as big as you're going to make that flash. Commander, their IR commander for running flash off camera and running multiple flashes, also has the radio popper. And then in the upper level of that compartment, I have some filters, some 4x4 and 4x6 leaf filter with the brackets and accessories. Pocket full of gels for light modification. Again, you can see how easy it is just to flip this stuff and access it. 70 to 300. 2 Pro bodies. They're full-size bodies. L brackets on them as well as our straps, so they're ready to pull out and use. 1D Mark IV, again with the L bracket and its strap. And then because I have both cameras and they have different battery systems, unfortunately, I carry charger for the 1D Mark II, extra battery for it, charger for the 5D Mark II, and a couple of extra batteries for it. Some rechargeable AA's for the flash, Loopman, and a color checker. Pano slide for doing panoramic photography. Shutter releases, wireless one that runs both camera and a wired one. Light modifier for the flash. Pixel pocket for holding compact flash, and there's also a bubble level. So you can see that's quite a bit of equipment. In the other bag, have some cables for tethered photography, a light bracket to hold 4 flash units with a big softbox on the end of a monopod. This bag holds the Canon 800 millimeter. I think this is physically the largest lens on the market. If not, it's one of the largest, and it drops right in, and there's plenty of room around it again so that I could store other things like the light bracket and the cables. A 30-inch by 30-inch softbox, and then the other side 3 more 580EX2s with radio poppers, tons of AA batteries, rechargeables for the flash units, as well as AAA's for the radio poppers, brackets for mounting the flash in various situations on light stands, a unit that will charge 8 AA's or AAA's at one time, as well as a battery tester, extended battery for faster recycle times with the flash units, a macro flash. This is the Canon macro flash with the twin heads, modifiers for the flash units, some more equipment here, some bands and things I use for that, as well as an extension shoe, a couple of the Better Beamer extension kits for throwing flash a long way when I'm using the Super Telephoto, and then even a 3-foot light stand, a flash attachment, flash bracket to hold a couple of flashes on the when I'm using the long lens. So there you have it, the 4-pound clown car of camera bags. Quite simply, in my opinion, the best camera bag ever made.
Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.